I'm Narelle, and I'm here to encourage you in your parenting, to empower you to encourage your children. When we speak positively about our children, they begin to believe that they can do the things that we want them to do. When we speak negatively about our children, they can begin to believe that they can't achieve what we want them to achieve. I'll give you some examples. Imagine you have a child with a messy bedroom and they've picked up a couple of toys. You've asked them to clean their room and they've done a little bit. If you go into their room and speak negatively about the situation, how come your room is still such a mess? How come you haven't picked up more? You've only done a couple of things. You're speaking negatively to them and you're going to be discouraging them. The other side of the coin is you could speak positively. You walk into the room, you've asked your child to tidy it, it's still pretty messy, but they have picked up a few things. If you walk into that room and say, "Good job, I can see you've put away those few things," then you're noticing the positive that they've done and you're pointing it out to them. You're drawing their attention to what they've already done and you're praising them for it. You are encouraging your child. They're seeing what they have already achieved and you're showing them how they can please you. You can be pleased with their efforts. Now think about that child and how they feel compared to the child who's been told they haven't done enough and they've still got a lot more to go. They are going to be discouraged, but if we speak positively to them, they're going to be encouraged. Now this is a very small situation. Imagine if that was repeated on a daily or weekly basis. Each time you walk into the child's room and you see what they have done and encourage them, each time you ask them to go to their room and tidy it, they will feel a little more confident each time that they can please you and that they can do the job you've asked them to do. The way you speak to your child is going to form the way they think about themselves and their ability to act in the world. If we say negative things about our child, they are going to learn to think negatively about themselves. If we speak positively about our child, they are going to learn to think positively about themselves and about how they can behave in the world. The way we speak to our children and about our children is a way we can instill our values into them. Say, for instance, you would really like your child to become more brave and you notice them being brave in some small way. For instance, they got knocked down on the soccer field and they were hurt, but they were able to get up and keep playing. Now, maybe most of the time they're not brave, but this particular time they were, and you could see that that took some effort and they achieved that. Now, imagine if you congratulate them after the game and say, "Hey, I noticed you were really brave. You got up and you kept playing. That was really good." And then sometime later, to a family member or a friend, you mention in front of them, "Hey, my son was really brave on the soccer field the other day. He got knocked down and then he was able to get straight back up again and keep playing for the rest of the game. I was really proud of him." Your son is going to find that they feel more brave and they're more motivated to be brave next time. If you are going to be focused on encouraging bravery in your child, this is going to go a long way to them feeling brave and feeling able to try to be brave into the future. Another example might be for a small child who is cautious of trying new foods. You could speak about that child and say, "My child's really fussy. They only like to eat whatever food they like." Or you could speak about the same child who has the same cautiousness about food and say, "My child was so brave the other day. They tried pumpkin and they ate 2 spoonfuls of it. I was so proud of them. They really tried a new flavour and they gave it a good go." Now maybe you really wanted that child to eat a whole bowl of that food and they didn't, they only ate 2 spoonfuls. But you have a choice. You can say they didn't eat it and that's because they're really fussy. Or you could say they were really brave and they tried it out and they gave it a good go. Speaking positively about a child who tries something new is going to motivate them to try new things into the future. And if you add up those positive comments about them trying new things over and over again, each time they try something new and they give it a good go, they're going to be more likely to try new things in the future. So whatever difficulty you're having with your child, whether it's bravery or trying new things or kindness to a sibling, if you notice your child doing that thing, praise them for it. Try not to comment so much on the negative things. Try not to draw attention to the times when they are doing the wrong thing. Give them consistent consequences, but really try to notice and praise the positive effort that they put in, being brave or trying new things or being kind to a sibling. As parents, in the dailiness of our parenting, it's easy to get frustrated with our children and to notice the difficulties we're having with them regularly and comment on them, either to the child or to other people. Maybe we're frustrated with their fussy eating or their inability to try new things. If we comment on the negatives to our friends in front of our children, we are reinforcing that behaviour that we want them to stop. If we find a way to speak positively to our friends about it, we're more likely to feel motivated to do the things we want them to do. So if you've gotten into the bad habit of giving your child a hard time about their behaviour, don't despair, it's not too late. You can remember, even in the middle of a frustrating conversation with your child or about your child, you realise you're focusing on the negative, it's not too late. You can turn this around. You can encourage your child even in that moment. Just pause, stop what you're saying to your child. If you've been on repeat for a while telling them the negative things, just stop for a while and think for a moment. What positive thing can I say to this child? What have they done right lately? I don't want them to leave this conversation feeling like they can't please me. I want them to know that even though we've had this difficulty, they can do things that please me. So what is it that they have done lately that I can say positively to them? I'm really glad that you're putting the effort into your creativity. I'm really glad that you're doing this thing to help our family. I'm really proud of the effort you put into your schoolwork. Whatever it is, take the time to speak positively to your child. You want them to know that they have a hope. You want them to know that they can grow up to be a productive member of society and have good relationships with the people around them. You have faith in them. You want them to achieve those things, and you know they can. So I'd like to encourage you to speak the truth in love to your child. Be their encourager, cheer them on, let them know when they're doing the right thing, especially if you've had a bit of a hard time with them lately. Find ways that they are pleasing you and encourage them in that so that they can know that they can please you and they have what it takes to take on all the challenges that life's going to throw at them. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you again next time.